have heard the report of them, and his hands wax feeble. He can't do nothing about it. He hearing the report. He can't do nothing about it. His hands wax feeble. Remember, they say they're going to be like women. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as a woman in travail. Pangs as a woman in travail, like a woman having a baby. You know, contractions are far apart, and they get closer and closer and closer and closer until, bam, it's going to light. In light, all that we read in here. Verse 44, behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan unto the habitation of the strong. But I will make them suddenly run away from her. And who is a chosen man, but that I may appoint over her? For who is like me? And who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? See, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Most High, that he have taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. You know, the least of the flock gonna draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. They're gonna be desolate along with the land. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, at the noise of the missiles that are going to be launched into the taking of Babylon, all the missiles pointed toward Babylon over here in this Western Hemisphere. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. They're going to be crying when they see this. Understand this. That's why you look at Revelation 18. Revelation 18 and 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Most High power who judges her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her. So I said it's going to be heard through all the nations. They're going to bewail her. They're going to be crying over her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment. Saying what? Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city America, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. See, 1 hour is the judgment come upon them. Everybody got to be judged. We were judged. So now it's time for the nation to be judged. Edomites going to be judged, and all other nations going to be judged. He's going to save a remnant of everyone to go into the kingdom. Let me show you when we're going to have rest, Israel. Isaiah 14 and 1. Because we've read it a couple of times. Let's see when we're going to have rest. It's the rest right here. Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel. He's going to have mercy on Jacob, who was the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, and yet choose Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, and set them in their own land. The Most High going to do this. Not no man, ain't no man going to save us. The Most High going to do this. The Most High going to have mercy on Jacob, and yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. He's going to set us in our own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. See? So these strangers are the other nations. These strangers are the other nations. This 2 Samuel 1 and 13. Let's prove it. 2 Samuel 1 and 13. These other nations going to be cleaving us. When you see our destruction, I mean, I can go on and on and on about this destruction. But when they see all the destruction that's going to happen, and like you said, the merchant going to be standing afar off, they're going to hear the sound of Babylon being destroyed all over the world. You think they ain't going to be afraid? Listen, who's the strangers that is talking about that's going to be cleaving to us? 1 Samuel 1 and 13. And David said unto the young man that told him about the death of Saul, King Saul, our first king. And David said unto the young man that told him, Whence art thou? Whence art thou? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite, so-called Jewish cat today. I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. So you got two strangers. You got strangers that they are Israelites, but we don't know them. That's a stranger. An Israelite man or woman, a child that you don't know, that's a stranger. And you got strangers, like you said, I am the son of a stranger. So you got strangers that are of the other nation. That's this one's talking about the other nations. In Isaiah 14:1, it says, And David said unto him, How wast thou not afraid to stretch forth thine hand to destroy the Most High's anointed? You wasn't afraid to destroy the Most High's anointed? The first king we had, Saul, he didn't do it. He could have did it. He didn't do it. Saul was after him a long time. And David called one of the young men and said, Go near and fall upon him. And he smote him that he died. And David said unto him, Thy blood be upon thy head, for thy mouth has testified against thee, saying, I have slain the Most High's anointed. He killed that Amalekite. Killed Saul. So we look at that when we had this rest, going back to Isaiah 14:1. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them, who are the Israelites, in their own land. The Most High going to set us in our own land. And the strangers, these other nations, outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, shall be joined with them. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. They're going to be cleaving to us. And the people shall take them. We're going to take these strangers, these other nations, and bring them to their place where they're going to be living. We're going to bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. Like you possess your clothes, your whatever you possess, we're going to possess. They're going to be our possession. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants, men slaves, and handmaids, women slaves. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. That's clear. We're going to take them captives, whose captives we were. They had us in captivity, now they're going into captivity. And they shall rule over their oppressors. We're going to rule over our oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. Just going to say, this one going to have the rest. When we're ruling over these nations. And they're going to be working for us. We're going to be the new IRS. You know, you got the Internal Revenue Service. We're going to be Israelites receiving services. How long? Forever and ever and ever. Most High willing, we make it. Verse 3, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. See? That's when we're going to have rest. He's going to give it to us. Just a moment.